Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, May the 24th, the year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Trading red news with Walmal. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal. Walmal, what do we see out there?
Actually, it's the dud so far, but what Bailey is speaking now at 9 o'clock Eastern time in the U.S. But the reason why we wanted, I think, to be on the video at this time was because earlier today he spoke and it caused the market to move tremendously. And so, wanted to see if there was going to be a secondary thing that's going to cause the market to move again. But so far the market, it's moving, but it's not like exploding or anything. But then again, he may not have walked up to the podium yet, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We have to sit here and wait and see what happens. But that's the danger of these guys when they talk, is that they can misspeak or they can say something that somebody was not aware of, and the next thing you know, it just causes the market to do something crazy.
And so the main thing is we watch and basically, we haven't modified any systems or methods, and we just trade what we see, but you have to be very, very, very quick.
And you have to be careful.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
So we have a brand new flip-flop box here. We have a state change. And it keeps on going back and forth across indicator too, so I don't know if I want to go long or short. Guess I should have gone long. We're right below the 05. We're above the double O. So we'll see how this pans out. Just so people know, my entry point was at 04.1.
Oh, you went long?
Yeah, I did.
It's out of the box.
Just out of the box, but I was a little bit above the box. See what this silly thing does. And okay, I'm up 2 pips. I'm still in the trade. I've moved my stop to break even. I'm up 3. Up 4.6, up 5, and I'm out. I'm just going to take out. The reason why is because if you look left on the 1 minute chart, you'll see that last hour we had a lot of problems at the 10-12 area. Thing is, if it breaks that 10-12 area, it's as Jackie Gleason used to say, to the moon, Alice.
Well, actually, we're right at the daily open right here, so this could be very interesting.
Right. I've got 5 pips on that, and people are going to probably say, well, look at all those pips you left on the table.
No, they weren't on the table. They remember they brought out another big pot of shrimp.
Exactly. They weren't my pips. I'm just looking, I say it all the time, I'm not looking to make the 20 pip win, which this could potentially be.
Right.
But, that's just not me.
Well, that's a return bar, so it should come back down, right? The previous bar?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're just going to wait for our signal, take that short. It's only 6.6. The body is 6.6. That's what I look at for return bar. There you go. There's the signal. You would have had it your entry would have been at 11.7, and you could have picked up 3-4 pips so far.
Right.
I would have gotten out at this point because you would have just passed the midpoint of that return bar, and I know it likes to fluctuate around that midpoint. So I would have taken my 3 pips and said, happy days. But I just missed it. And like I said, it just loves to play that midpoint. You see it going back and forth across it now.
Yeah, it's
and
also has a 23% fib retrace too for the fib traders.
Yeah. It's just something that you just observe over time and you watch and you see that it does it, and you take your trades accordingly.
Right. We got a new bar.
Yep. That's a state change. I think you're too far out of the flip-flop box. But we did cross indicator 2 now. So, you know, you could take your chances and go short here. I wouldn't, and I didn't. I just have a feeling this is going to go up because I think our boy Billy over there, he's going to try to placate some of the things he may have said this morning. I don't know what he said this morning, but he certainly did cause a drop.
Well, it was a run up and then it dropped 100 pips, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, let's see. Let's look at a. Yeah, we had a run up and then a run down. So actually, if we look at it here on the fib line on the hourly chart, it's 24/16's that 50% retrace. So for the fib traders out there.
Okay, and there's the state change again, and then they would have dropped right down. Notice, at least on my chart, you went right to the open of that return bar.
Yeah, not quite to the open on mine, but it went to the 38 fib retrace and bounced.
Yeah, it's just amazing how it does that, though. You know, my low on this candle is actually literally right at it. You know. But it's just amazing how it does these things. And
yeah.
You can almost predict it.
Yeah, and just so for anybody that doesn't understand our lingo, a return bar is when you have a big body candle, and when you look at the frequency distribution, that body is like at the 80 percentile or better. So usually on a 1 minute chart, we're looking at about 5 pips or more.
Now the market's in decision time because it has to say, okay, was that just exuberance running that up, or was that truly what it is? And what's gonna make that determination is, you know, does it break the close of that return bar, or does it break the open of that return bar? And right now, you just gotta. It's a waiting game. You gotta sit and wait for the market to tell you.
Yeah, well, we had a flip-flop box there.
I got a brand new flip-flop.
Yeah, now we got another one.
And you had a state change, and you had your above indicator too. So that I didn't take the trade because I was yapping with my mouth instead of trading. I could have made 2 pips there. And I probably would have set my TP right to 2 pips because that would have been the close of that big bar. And it would probably bounce off the top of that big bar. And look at that, just did. It's just what the market does. Yeah, and I want to talk about this, you know, because I think there's a lot of merit to this. You know, this observation thing is just so important, and I think it brings you to that next level of trading. It's sort of like, Theo, earlier you got into a trade, and you had gone underwater on it a little bit, and it's the type of thing where when I was looking at the chart, I said, don't worry about it. It's probably going to go back to double O. And it didn't get there. It missed it by 2 points on my chart. It missed getting to the double O by 2 points. And that's my point, is that you can see these things over time, trading, and spending time in front of the charts and watching the charts. And then, to your point, which I think is very important, having some skin in the game matters, because when you have skin in the game, it actually, when you're taking your losses, things cement in your brain a little bit better. When you're taking your wins, things cement better into your brain, because it's actually, I hate to say it, but, playing in pleasure, and you just start observing these things, and what you do is you start taking note of it, and then you start looking at the statistics. Hey, does that make sense that this is going, or is this just a one-off? And you have to go and do your research and check, and that's what I think brings you to that next level of trader.
Now we're back to the double O, and we filled that return bar on my screen finally.
Yep. And bam, here we are.
Yes, there we go, right through the double O.
It's just so, and if we would have taken that trade that I had talked about, that short up at 2405.7, where I said, okay, you're on the right side of the indicator too. You got a state change, you got a flip-flop box, you had everything there. And, you would have been in trade now 3 minutes, but you could have picked up 10 pips.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of this. It's just, it happens all day long.
And you know what? On my chart, the price came right down to the 23% fib retrace, put in a 2-ball, and it just is now bounced like 5 or 6 pips.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's one of those things where with the fibs, I put them up there, and I used to be a fib trader a long time. I know there's no magic numbers, but the thing is, it's one of those visuals that it's just like, okay, you look to the left, you see what's happened at this level, and it's just like, and then when you look back, it's like, how many times does it at least go to that 50% mark from 3-ball to 3-ball? And, right there at 2402, that's where that 50% retrace is.
It just happens. It happens so, it happens so frequently.
Yeah.
You have to give some merit to it.
Yeah, and the other one was the daily open. Remember, I had said earlier, I think it was at 2413, when if you look left, there was a 3-ball and then the another upper wick there, and then it fell down. Well, guess what? It came right across that line. It made a higher 3-ball and then came across that line and then dropped. And that's just all from just, watching, the chart and seeing what's happened before. It has a tendency to repeat itself. And you know something, fellow traders? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is almost over. And one thing to remember, especially when trading the news, you have to be mindful of your risk management. As Walmal said, be careful. Yeah, and then the thing about stop losses, they can blow right through them, but you still need to have them in place. Because remember, fellow traders, when you're at your trading platform, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.